Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most elegant and efficient algorithms in the history of machine learning, naive Bayes. Today, we bridge the gap between classical statistics and modern predictive modeling. Naive Bayes is not just a formula, it is a testament to how simple probabilistic rules can solve complex classification problems, from detecting spam in your inbox to diagnosing diseases in medical centers. To understand naive Bayes, we must first master the concept of conditional probability. In statistics, we often ask, what is the probability of an event A occurring? But in machine learning, we ask a more refined question. What is the probability of A occurring given that event B has already happened? This is denoted as P of A given B. It's the foundation of updating our beliefs based on new evidence. At the heart of this algorithm lies Bayes' theorem, formulated by Thomas Bayes in the 18th century. The theorem states that the posterior probability, what we want to know, is equal to the likelihood multiplied by the prior probability, all divided by the evidence. Mathematically, P of H given E equals P of E given H times P of H divided by P of E. This simple equation allows us to reverse conditional probabilities, moving from the effect back to the cause. But why do we call it naive? In a real-world dataset, features are usually correlated. For example, if we are predicting weather, humidity and precipitation are deeply linked. However, the naive Bayes algorithm makes a naive assumption. It treats every feature as completely independent of the others. While this is rarely true in reality, this simplification drastically reduces computational complexity and, surprisingly, performs exceptionally well even in high-dimensional spaces. Let's look at the mathematical architecture. When we classify a document, we calculate the probability for each possible class. For a given data point with features x1, x2 through xn, we seek the class y that maximizes the product of the prior probability, p of y, and the individual conditional probabilities, p of xi, y. This is known as the maximum a posteriori, or MAP, decision rule. Since the denominator, the evidence, is the same for all classes, we can ignore it during comparison. Consider a practical everyday example, spam filtering. Imagine your email server receives a message containing the words free and money. The algorithm looks at its training data. What percentage of spam emails contain free? What is the general probability of receiving spam? By multiplying these factors, the model can decide if the email belongs in your inbox or the junk folder. Even if the word free appears in some legitimate emails, the combination of multiple suspicious words will tip the scales. There are different flavors of naive Bayes dependent on the nature of your data. Gaussian naive Bayes is used when features follow a normal distribution, common in physical measurements. Multinomial naive Bayes is the king of text classification, counting word frequencies. Lastly, Bernoulli naive Bayes is used when features are binary, like the word exists or the word does not exist. Each variant adapts the likelihood calculation to fit the data's shape. Despite its simplicity, naive Bayes is incredibly robust. It handles the curse of dimensionality better than many complex models like neural networks when data is scarce. It is used today by companies like Google and Microsoft for initial text categorization, and by medical researchers to provide quick probabilistic baselines for patient risk. It reminds us that in the world of data science, sometimes the simplest assumptions lead to the most powerful insights. References: 1. Tom Mitchell, Machine Learning, McGraw-Hill. 2. Kevin P. Murphy, Probabilistic Machine Learning, An Introduction, MIT Press. 3. Stuart Russell and Peter Norvig, Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach, Pearson. 4. John E. Friend, Mathematical Statistics, Prentice Hall.